procrastination is not about poor time management, it's actually about poor mood management. So the research literature does not support a view of poor time management for procrastination. That it doesn't cause procrastination. It's been discounted in several studies. But what has been found to lead into procrastination, as I've just described there as well, is this idea that it's about mood. And so we put forward this idea a few years back that basically at the heart of procrastination is that we're trying to regulate our mood. We're feeling bad about something. We're feeling bad about ourselves. We're fearing that whether we're going to be able to complete the task has something about it that makes us feel stressed or uncertain or frustrated. So whatever it's the task itself or how we interact with that task and feel about ourselves, those negative feelings are what drive us to procrastinate. And so we prioritize trying to feel better now rather than getting on with what we need to do to get our tasks done. Okay. And so this is why we see that people will procrastinate on these tasks that are boring and frustrating, etc. So an unpleasant task or having fears about that task leads to negative mood. And some of us can sit down and go, you know what, I'll find a way to manage that mood. I'll manage that stress. At certain times or at certain situations, we can't necessarily do that. So procrastination becomes a way of externally regulating your mood, right? If that task is creating all this anxiety for you, you take that task, you put it aside, you say, I'll do it later. Boom, what's happening? You're feeling much better. You've just regulated your mood, and now you feel relief from all those negative emotions. And that's why we say it has to do with a short-term mood repair. But also when we procrastinate, we are putting off that task to our future self, right? We might be saying, I'm having a hard time dealing with the stress around this task. Or I'm not sure what I have to do. Future me will be less stressed, will be less tired, will feel a lot better and know what to do. So I'll put that task on to my future self. And so when your present self now and you're having to deal with an unfinished task that's past you procrastinated on, are you going to sit there and go, right, past me gave me this task to do, it's time for me to do it? No, most likely you're going to go, I'm still not feeling clear about this. I'm still struggling with the negative emotions I'm having around this task. I'll put it off to yet another version of my future self. And this kind of cycle continues, so on and so forth. You can get in a situation where this present self doesn't know how to write that paper, right? But, it's okay because future you is going to know how to write the paper and do the research and get everything else done that needs to be on time. Future you is just going to be able to handle it all. So it's okay to put off that task to future you. And if you're struggling with going on, making some healthy changes and you've got this, oh, so delicious burger there versus a piece of fruit, well, you know what? It's okay to indulge now because future me is going to have all that self-discipline and going to be able to say no to that unhealthy food and make all the healthy choices, right? So we put all that burden of what we should be doing now onto our future self, partly because we're thinking that our future self is some sort of a superhero that has all these qualities that we just don't have right now, right? We don't feel, we doubt ourselves, we're critical about our abilities, we feel that we can't actually get on with things, but future us is superhero version and can manage it all. The problem is when we put those tasks off to future version of ourselves, we're actually making our future self our beast of burden because they get overloaded with all these things we couldn't deal with, and they're not going to be much different from who we are right now today, and they're going to be having the same reaction, and this can kind of just go on and go on.